Hello there everyone, this is Soul Super 17 here, and I'm here for this like usual. I did not own anything from Black Clover or Devil May Cry series, so I did not own the characters, the names, nothing to do with them. Like no merchandise, nothing. I do not even own this picture. Alright, and this is a non-paid video, it's just for fun. Alright, just ignore the fan because like I said in the past 2 videos or something, that it's hot. Even during like I did a recording today, it was like 85 degrees in my room, and it felt like probably like 95, like 20, like almost 100 maybe. I don't know for sure. And yeah. So right now it should be getting a little bit cooler out, but it probably won't. And I got a drink with me, so if you hear me stop talking, it's because I'm having something to drink. So yeah, and I'm keeping my fan on because one, it just feels really nice right now because of the heat getting cooled off. So, alright, last time though, where we left off in this What If, Asta, Noel, and the Wizard King, and Johnny, plus Cerberus, his bike, are going back to the Black Bull's hideout, and they got there. So, yeah. So this is What If Asta was a son of Sparta. Part 5? 6? I forget what, but you know. So yeah, the Wizard King we're gonna be starting off with. He was just like he has just like a maze still, like he's asking Asa like how does it like work? How is that even possible with that blade? And like he's just asking like these questions. It's just he just like asking. He just goes, I don't know how, I just know I can do it. And then the Wizard King, oh, that makes sense. Like, and Noel was just like, you're going with that? And the Wizard King goes like, well, yes. Because the Wizard King knows who he is. So Noel was just like, I'm just done. Bye. She just walks away like all confused and pissed. And then he literally starts talking to us. So seriously, he goes like, so what type of energy is it? Like, you know, demonic or angel? He goes, probably a little bit of both. I know as I cut through dimensions, probably. It's like I'm kind of through dimensions and teleporting places. So it's a quicker way to get in somewhere. It's like me just teleporting short distances in a fight. And the Wizard King's asking about who was that man that took your bag. He goes, oh yeah. I was just saying, like, how can I, he's trying to think of how he can explain it. So he just thought, hey, just tell the truth. He's somebody my father sent here to basically help me, just in case Mundus, the Demon King, that wants me dead. And maybe my brothers. I have 2 brothers. If I remember correctly, I think they were called Dante and Virgil. The shop owner told me, and the Wizard King was like, "Wait, you have 2 brothers? They're Nephilims too." He goes, "Yeah." And then, anyways, shop owner. That was a shop owner. He goes, "Yeah, a demon shop owner. Makes me gear, equipment, accessories. I get no items, so you know." And the creature I killed today was a dragon. So, like a dragon demon. So, who knows what type of like weapon I'll get. And so, like, the Wizard King is just like saying, like, whenever you get it, can you come by and show me? And also he's like, you're really liking this demonic energy magic stuff, are you? He goes like, well, it's new and interesting, so why not? And Yami comes out and says, "Hey, Julius, what's up?" And he goes, "Ah, Julius, I was just talking to Asta about a few things." And he was like, "Really?" He goes like, "Yes, I want him to do a special mission for me." And Asta's just looking at him like, "Really? Special mission? Alright." He's just thinking that to himself. And Yami's going like, well, why just him? He was like, well, he's very interesting, so I want to see what he can really do by himself. And Yami just goes like, I think I've seen what he does, or heard what he can do, but I'm interested in seeing it too. I mean, I think I want to fight him one-on-one sometime soon, when he gets a little bit stronger. And that's when Asta just looks at Yami and goes like, believe me, you don't want to. Hold up. Sorry. Yeah. So, Yami asks Julius, so what's the mission about? He goes, oh, well, there's actually a little disturbance near a village nearby, and so I want him to go and find out what happened there. Also, there seems to be like children that lost their mana, so I want him to try to figure out what happened to them. And Yami goes like, oh, well, it doesn't seem like that kid knows like how to do it. And Asa just looks at him and I was like, okay. And basically, he just looks at Asa just looking at his bike. And I think the word I used was stand. Yeah. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Give me a minute. Let me just double check. There's stance. Close enough I had it the first time. Don't know, I can never remember stuff. Oh yeah, it's when I don't make these a couple days. Sorry. Yeah. The bike starts to transform back into three dogs. Which Yami's going like, what the? And Julius is just like, he just says out loud, I am never ever gonna stop love seeing this. And Asa goes like, well, I got my pets and they're also a bike. Of course I'm gonna play with them whenever I can. And after they're like all done transforming, they see Asta and they just jump right on him and just start licking his face, and he's just laughing like, hey, that tickles, stop. And Yami's just like looking at this and they're like, what the heck? And they get it off of him and he goes like, alright, so let's get you guys something to eat, saying it's a good job you did in the fight, so let's find you something to eat that's really, really tasty. And they just bark and he just walks away. And Asa, like, before he gets like halfway, he walked past me, gets a little bit halfway mark. Excuse me. Then he just tells Julius, are you gonna be sending like a messaging bird or just, I don't know, some message for the quest I need to go on? And Julius says, I'll send it when I can. Alright. You know, because this is just something to make Yami not try to figure out what Asta really is. Which Asta picked up right away. So he just says to Julius, okay, see ya, Blizzard game. He just walks away. Julius and Yami just like look at each other, and Yami says, what are you hiding? And Julius was like, I'm not hiding nothing. And Yami says, yeah, you are. What are you hiding? And Yami, gives him a little glare, and Julius just says, sighs and says, I cannot tell you. It's something about Asta only you'll have to find out when he's ready. And Yamida says, "Alright, I understand. Kid got a secret. He doesn't want to tell no one because he doesn't know he can trust him right away." And Julius says, "Yes, and it's a very big thing then. Well, something that happened to him." So, yeah. Julius says, "Well, I'll be off now." And then he leaves. Yami is looking at Julius, but then while he's leaving, and then he looks back at Asta, who is in basically the Black Bull's hideout, and he's thinking to himself, "Why are you hiding, kid? I should just wait till he tells me. Man, this is gonna be bugging me for a while," he's thinking. So when he gets in, everyone's freaking out about the dogs. They're all metal. Also, Neru's on his head. And the dogs see Neru, and Asta's thinking they're all gonna try to, harm Neru. But they're just wagging their tails, and then Neru just flies onto one of their nose, and it just barks, and then she's flying right in front of it, and it just licks. The middle one just licks Neru, and then Neru just goes flying onto a table and just shakes her feathers. And Asta's laughing at Neru. That means they like you. Which everyone's just finding it funny a little and a little bit weird. So yeah, after all of that, Asta goes to sleep. He wakes up and he's wondering, I wonder if he's done making the weapon or item. And so he just pulls out his grimoire. Repent was in there, so he just grabbed it, and then he just grabs his jacket, unsheaths Repent, and just slices down, then across, and the portal opens. He already knew where he wanted to go, so he just goes right out to the shop, real quick, and then he opens up the door to the shop. And then he closes it. He goes, "Hey, shop owner, you home?" And the shop owner goes "Yes, I'm back here, young master. Do not worry, I am finished with the weapon, and I could quite say it's very unusual." Asta comes by and he sees what's on the table, and he goes "What, the cards?" He goes, "Yes, playing cards, you can say. They have multiple uses." And Asta's thinking, okay, what's the use out of them? He says, "Pick one up and throw it at that dummy." Which, conveniently, he set it all up for Asta to try them out. So he picks up one, and he's just, "Alright, just toss it?" He says, "Yes, just toss it." And when he tosses it, it sticks right into the dummy, but then goes right through. And then hits the wall. And Asta's going "What the heck?" And he looks at the shop owner, then looks at the card, looks at him, looks at the card, and then all of a sudden the card just disappears and reappears right on the stack of cards. And Asta goes "Care to explain?" The shop owner just basically tells him that these cards are made from that dragon. It's at the whole entire zombie dragon's core. Basically, it wasn't really supposed to be like this, but that's how it happened. These are mostly ranged weapons, so it's best off to work with them at a distance. "Yeah, master," he says, and Asta goes "Okay, the powers or charge abilities or just whatever I need to know." He says, "Well, as you see, they can cut through almost anything. It's just they can only cut through your targets. It'll be stuck into the rock or a tree, depending on if you want to cut it. And they reappear right onto the stack. So it seems like you have an unlimited amount of cards on you, and it reappears real quick. Also, I do need to tell you, that you can basically play with them in a game of poker or goldfish, and you already would know what the card is. So basically, you could a little bit cheat and get some money out of it, which also was like, okay, that's good to know. And anything else I need to know? And he just says, well, I said I almost took the whole entire core. I was able to make a pouch for it. So, here you go. He hands him the pouch, and, it goes around his waist, like his grimoire. So, it basically, he puts it right on there, and yeah. He grabs the cards. He says, do you mind if I test it out in here? And he goes, of course, just give me a moment. As he moves stuff around, and then he pulls a lever, and multiple targets come on. Says a fire ranges in order for this, right? He goes, yeah. So Asta plays around. He throws multiple cards, like 2 or 3 at a time. Then he throws 4 or 5. And they keep disappearing and reappearing. And then all of a sudden, he just grabs the entire stack. He just starts making like a archway of cards. They're stuck in mid-air, which surprises the shop owner. He goes like, amazing, young master. I did not know you can. And then all of a sudden, Asta touches it, and it just goes extremely fast, cutting through the target and into the wall. And it's like halfway deep into the wall, which surprises the shop owner. He goes like, huh. So I can do that, and then that happens. Alright. Seems like these cards are pretty deadly. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. But then, the shop owner asks, I was trying to come up with a name of it, but I couldn't really think of one, young master. And Asta just says, well, I guess I'll have to think of one then, or brainstorm. Since they came from a dragon, why not we just try to base something off of what a dragon name will be? And the shop owner says, we could try that, or we just try to call it, like, I don't know, death, salvation, sorrow, as the shop owner ponders on it, Asta just says, well, a dragon's name. Damos. And he says, well, for now, that'll work. Damos, they're called. And I have no idea what that means. I just came up with around the spot. But if it means something, let me know in the comments, or you guys can come up with a name and tell me. It's all up to you. If you want. Alright, guys? Leave that in the comments. Wait. Nah, it won't be Damos. It would be like Demise. Yeah, Demise sounds better. So, also said, well, Demise doesn't sound right, so let's just call it Demise. As the shop says, well, that's an excellent name for them, since, well, what they can do, you would just meet their demise to them. It's like, I don't know. And I was just thinking, oh yeah, is there a way so I can, like, increase the power of my weapons? I mean, didn't you say something about my brothers could do that or something? And the shopper was like, oh yes, there is something where your brothers use, but it requires red orbs. And then he showed him like the red orb that he remembered. It was like, oh, yeah, could you try to convert a way to make it into, like, I can use a few coins or something into, like, it, or no? And the shop owner says, well, maybe I can figure out a way how to make a section to make an upgrade area for your weapons, so to increase its power. And Asta says, well, that'd be kind of great, because I'm wondering if I can, well, control these cards more, like I can control their direction. As the shop goes like, oh, you mean if you throw it straight up into the air, it won't go. It will go straight, but then all of a sudden it will go down right at the enemy. He was like, yeah. And I was like, interesting. Well, I'll see what I can think of, young master. So, young master, I'll think of what I can come up with, and I'll let you know. Also, how are the dogs? It was, well, they were sleeping, so I was like, that's good. Because, yeah, gave them some meat, and, they were, gave them some food, and they're perfectly happy. And the family were saying, that's good. It was, yeah, yep, well, see ya. He basically just, like, taking the cards all into one hand, and then puts them in the pouch right next to his grimoire. And he's thinking, maybe I can put Dante magic on them? And he'll do that later. So he goes out, he has repent, and then he just starts slashing downwards and across, and then goes right through back to his room. The dogs are there with their heads up. He's just saying, sorry boys, I had to go get a new weapon. Not playing cards. I call it Demise. It's basically something you guys don't want to mess with. And they just bark, and he opens up the door, and he puts away repent back into a grimoire. Nero wakes up, goes onto his head. All three of the dogs get out, and he then just says, alright, maybe I should go meet Henry. I goes, yeah, I should go visit. He will be surprised to see you guys. As him and all three servers, just like go with him to see Henry. And Henry, sees Asta. You're like, hey, Asta. I'm not making fun of the character, but that's just literally how he speaks. So, and Asta just says like, oh, hey, Henry. And then he sees all three dogs. He goes like, who are they? And Asta just like says, oh, these guys? These guys are my new pets. Well, and my ride. He's like, huh? And Asta just explains to him about how there's a shop owner that his dad, had him come here to be with him and help him out, creating new weapons and such. And that's who, he talks to Henry about, like, he told him who he was, what he really is, and Henry did not care as long as he had a friend. So yeah, he was happy. So he knows about the Nephilim thing and the demons, and then like, he says he got the bike and these new playing cards, which are basically ranged weapons. And Henry just says, that's pretty cool. He goes, yeah. And then he just asks Henry, saying, hey, do you want anything, from breakfast? And he goes like, I'll get some later, And Asta says, alright, just let me know. I'll come by and help whenever I can. And Henry says, thanks, Asta. And he says, no problem, Henry. See ya. As Henry ran by, he then, starts to walk around. And, yeah, so Henry also really, well, him and Asta are just, like, friends, and they're close. So, yeah, Henry basically was surprised also because he thought he was going to freak out over the whole entire Nephilim thing, so he was surprised. So when they, get to the the area to eat, he, grabs some food for the dogs, and then he starts eating. And then, after that, he says, well, I'm going to do my chores real quick, so you guys just sit here and wait for me. As they bark, and they just go onto the couch, just laying down. As then he does all his chores real quick, feeds the other animals. Oh no, why am I getting tired? It's not even that late. But anyways, yeah, that's what I was saying. He feeds the animals, they try to bite him, he doesn't get caught by them. He just says, ha, maybe next time, and they just like eating the meat. So yeah, Asta then after everything's done, he comes back, and it's only been like about an hour and 30 minutes. So yeah, Fenrir does ask Asta to go to like a swinging meet, or it'll be like him, Luck, and Asta with 3 other girls. Yeah, with 3 girls. They're just talking to them and just like trying to get to know them better. See if they'll be like a good match. I mean, Asta just looks at him and was like, I got a mission to go, so And Fenrir's like, can you miss it? Please just do this for me. Can you please just do this for me, Asta? Please. As he just starts begging us, then he was like, fine. I'll help you out only this once, alright? As then he says, thank you, Asta. I owe you one. And Asta says, don't. You don't owe me nothing. I'd rather just have you stop bugging and then keep then owe me one actually. And Fenrir says, I don't know if that was a compliment or an insult, but I'll take it anyways. As Asta thinks to herself, it was just stating the obvious. Alright. So yeah. Asta, does a little bit of training before like the meet. Meeting these 3 girls. And so he just thinks to himself, I wonder how my brothers are doing. Hope they're alright. He thinks about them every single time, so next thing you know, a portal opens up, and Asta's like wondering, oh, come on. More demons? This guy Mundus will never learn. So, the way his training was, he was basically not having no clothes on, just, working with Repent, and, I'm talking about just, top half, no clothes. I forgot to mention that. Top half, no clothes, just working on Repent, working out, making sure he doesn't, tear something by accident, so yeah. So he fights this lesser demon. It's just a lesser demon that came out and it just started attacking Asta, and he kills it. Next thing you know, he hears somebody. He goes like, hey, did you see a demon yay high, very ugly, and terrified? And then Asta just looks down the ground and looks at the sky with white hair and a red pendant and a long coat that's red. And he was like, yeah, stranger, I just killed it. And Dante, though, looks at it. He was like, huh, so you did. So you're a demon hunter? And, Asta says, no, I'm a magic knight. He goes, magic? Sorry, kid, I don't know what magic is, but how did you kill a demon if you don't, have a... How did you kill a demon? And he was like, oh, with this. And he just holds up the sword. And, and Dante just, says, thinks to himself, goes like, no way. That's the Yamamoto plus rebellion. How does he have something like that? And Asta knows rebellion. He goes like, huh. So that's rebellion, huh? Man. I've been wondering what that was. Man, he says, I've been wondering how it looks. And also, he doesn't have the glasses on. He knows what rebellion is because of the shop owner had, where he, showed him a picture of, what his father, made. So, even though I never said he did, let's just say he, when he talked about his father, he told him about why he was sent here, like a picture of like his father and his family, about his brothers, and like the first day he met him, like he showed them pictures. I forgot to mention that, so I do apologize. But yeah, he showed them pictures of Dante and Virgil, plus his father and mother, and also the pictures of like Rebellion Yamamoto, and that's why Repent looks that way. So he just says it's a little bit different than what the photo said, but the photo looked like, but you know, it's alright. As Dante draws out the Rebellion, says, "How do you know about this blade?" He goes, "Well, I mean, you just have to figure that out." As Asta is about to walk away, where Dante just takes out Ebony and it just says, "You're not going anywhere. You answer my questions, and we don't have to make this the hard way." And Asta just sighs and like, basically just says, "Well, I'm not very good at the easy way," and then he just disappears right in front of Dante's eyes until he notices he's right behind him, and he dodges, but then he sees Slash a few minutes after he dodged. He goes like, "How did you?" He goes like, "Huh, that's a lot of questions you have, huh?" Well, doesn't matter. As he has Repent out, and he just says, "I'm just gonna send you back to that portal. You're just gonna leave me the heck alone." So yeah, can you do that for me? And Dante says, "Not until I get my answers." So he dashes forward, tries to hit Asta multiple times. Even though Dante is older than Asta, Asta it's a lot faster because, well, he has a mixture between his brother's powers. So when Asta just dodges them like effortlessly, he jumps up, and then all of a sudden he sees like multiple daggers in the air, like over. Dante sees that over his head, and all of a sudden they just come down on him. He basically used Trickster to dodge out, and Dante goes like, "Huh, that looks a lot like Trickster." And Dante's like, "How do you know that?" He was like, "Well, because I have the same technique." And then all of a sudden he activates his Trickster, and he just starts dashing, jumps, dash, and then showing him off what he can do, which surprises Dante. He was like, "Who the heck are you?" I was like, "Well, I know it's been a long time since you saw me when I was a baby, but come on." The pendant doesn't show anything, as not Asta holds it up, and Dante says, "No, no, wait," as he drops Rebellion and Ebony, it just says, "Asta?" He goes, "What's up, bro?" And then Dante just runs over to Asta and hugs him, and he was like, "I thought you were dead. I mean, mom's dead," and he's saying, and also was like, "What?" He goes, "Oh yeah, you don't know. Well, you know what happened to Dad?" He was like, "Yeah, Mundus. Trying to kill me. I don't know why, but hey, whatever, right?" He goes, "Yeah, man." He looks at him and just says, "You grew up quite a lot. I mean, you're short, kind of, but hey, you're still my brother." And also just listening, he was like, "Wow, I'm near your height," he's thinking to himself. He didn't like dismisses that thought, but then he was like, "So, where's Virgil?" As Dante says, "Well, I haven't seen him in a long time, and something happened." This is like right after DMC 3, so he just like says, "We got into a little scuffle, and I won," and he disappeared. Don't know when he'll be back, but hey, he's a tough guy. He won't go down that easily. As Asta just goes like, well, I haven't seen you since I was a baby, so I don't really know. And he was like, oh yeah, sorry. Dante just laughs and he goes, and then he walks back over to Rebellion after breaking away from the hug, and puts on his back and picks up Ebony. He was like, so Mom sent you here. He was like, yeah, it's a nice place. There's magic nights. I was having a perfectly good life until these demons started showing up. But I've been killing them pretty easily, getting new weapons. As Dante hears this, and he was like, how? Excuse me again. Sorry. As Asta just explains to him about there's a shop owner here for him by dad, and like he makes some weapons and items and such, and Dante's like, huh, well, that's pretty convenient for you. He was like, yeah, it is. And Dante goes like, so, can I see the weapons? And he goes, yeah. He pulls out his grimoire. Every item is already out, plus the cards. And then he pulls out the gauntlets. The juggernauts. And the three dogs were nearby. So, they're like, came over too, and he, Dante looks at him and goes, they're metal? He was like, yeah, that's a bike. I can transform into a dog. Well, 3 different dogs. It's Cerberus. He was like, huh, so you killed a Cerberus. I did it too. I got nunchucks. And also was like, I got a motorcycle and dogs. I think I beat you, bro. And yeah, that's how it happens for a while. They just chat, and the portal's still open. And also saying, well, I mean, it's been good catching up, but you gotta go. And Dante says, I'm not leaving you here. And Asa just says, this is my home. Like, I got friends, I got people here that I care about, and I can't leave them. Like, Dante understands, and like, he was about to say, you're my brother, I can't leave. And Asa just beat him to the punch before anything. So, he understands, but he says, just, try to find me anytime, alright? And Asa just nods his head. Dante takes one last look at Asta and just walks in the portal, and it closes. Asta says, wow, Mom died, Dad died, or in prison, and he killed Mundus with freaking Virgil. Alright. So, this is gonna be fun. As Asa, grabs his shirt, puts it on, then puts on the jacket. And goes back to the Black Bolt hideout. He's walking over and thinking about everything. How he got here, like, he was a baby and such, and his mom sent him away. And he's just like, man, why would I want to go back to that place where everyone was trying to kill me? By the way, since they killed Mundus, why are these demons still after me? Unless he's still alive. Sorry. Yeah, as Asa says out loud, if he's still alive, then, man, my brother's gonna have a hard time. So, yeah. He gets the Black Bolt's hideout. And it's right about the time for the swing. So, the freaking meet up with the girls. 3 different girls. So, basically, Asta's just acting calm and chill while Finral and Lot are talking to the 2 others. The girl said about the Black Bulls, why it had to be them. And Asta notices that one girl he's in front of doesn't really want to talk to him. So he just stays quiet, and they asked him about him. goes, what do you like? And Asta just tells him, like, oh, well, I like to fight, I like to sleep, I like to read, I like to do anything I can do, actually, so pretty much it's whatever I can do that I like. So they're like kind of interested in him, and I mean, like, they're kind of like interested because it's like a vague answer, like why is he keeping it a secret? But it's just like that's how like us saying it, like. Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much, but anyways, yeah. So he's just like saying to himself, okay. Well, they're interested in the mysterious part. All three of them, right? As like they keep on talking. Say a couple hours go by, and Funeral Lot leaves with their like girls, and it's just Asta and actually hold up. I forgot her name because I haven't said it in a while. So hold up. Okay, Rebecca. As she's looking at Asta. She's like wondering what's about him that seems like he's more than what he's saying. As the drunk guy comes over, and he's just like talking to Rebecca. He's about to say he's just saying like stuff because he's drunk, and then he's about to say about the kid, like about her sister, and then also just basically pulls out a gun. No. He just pulls out a playing card. Basically, he just pulls out one card of demise, and he just goes like, "Hey, big guy." He goes like, "Yeah," and then all of a sudden, he throws it, and it just nicks the guy's face, and it's right into the freaking ceiling. And then a few minutes pass, and it just disappears. It reappears back into its basic holder for it, and he goes like, "Don't you see me and the lady trying to have a conversation?" No. He just says, "So, can you see me and the beautiful ladies trying to have a conversation here? It's kind of rude that you're just coming over here drunk and basically smells like alcohol. Jeez, man. Pick the moment and then the time to talk. Because this is not one of your good days." As Rebecca just starts laughing at this, and the guy's just looking at Asta. He wants about to say something, do something to him, but then he just gets this weird feeling. He goes like, and then Asta says, "What? You're not gonna do anything? What's wrong?" And Asta is just a man, this aura that guy can feel because it's only on him, an aura saying ooh. Okay, an aura that's saying come on, try me, let's see what happens. So he doesn't try nothing. He goes I'm sorry, and just walks away. It's and Asta says, well, that was a pretty good shot. I didn't aim for his head at least. Which Rebecca is just surprised. He, pays for the bill and walks away with her. She's asking him about how he was. He says, a life before he became a Magic Knight. He just said he lived in an orphanage, and he just been around kids a lot. So and he misses them a lot too. He just wishes he can visit them more often. And she's happy to hear that. She asks, "Do you have anyone special in your life?" He goes not at the moment. But hopefully I can find someone. Ooh. Sorry. Yeah, he says, "I hope I can find someone soon or sometime in the future. But right now, I just gotta focus on getting stronger." She goes, "Why?" He just says, "Because it's just a gut feeling." So he walks her to near where near it, I think her place was. Or like to the next town over. She says, thank you. And he says, no problem. So he walks away. She says, wait, don't you need a ride home? And he goes like, no, I got one. And then he just pulls out repent and just slashes downwards and across. And yeah, portal opens up. So yeah. He walks right through it. He's at the Black Bull's hideout. He just enters it. And then he just goes like, so, nobody took that. Nobody's taken anything just yet. Alright. As Asta then, like he just goes to his room to sleep. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it off, everyone. I would have made this like 15 minutes long, but as you can tell, I'm starting to lose focus. So I think it's a good time I stop. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, like not every video is gonna have like some demon Asta's gonna face. It's just gonna be like story purposes. So no. Yeah. I did forget to mention, like, Rebecca told him he could come by and visit her sometime, yeah. So he slashes, and Lut and Finral's not back yet, so he just says, alright, looks like I'm the first one here, and I'm gonna take a nap. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Just wanna make sure that was out loud what I had. Probably not, but maybe I did. But, whatever. So, yeah. You guys have a good night. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your night or day whenever you're watching it, and let's hope it's not too hot out. Well, tonight's gonna be really hot. Well, tomorrow morning. So, today it's gonna be like 95. So stay cool, guys. Don't go out in the sun too much. If you have a pool, go in it. Alright, guys. Bye.